الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. شكرا لانضمامكم لنا في هذه المناسبة، اجتماع من جامع الإحسان في مدينة نوريش. Welcome everybody who is hearing me to this online meeting from this kind people from Al-Ihsan Mosque in Norwich City, east of London. Now, Sheikh ادريس will start. Welcome, Sheikh. Start, Sheikh ادريس.
Assalamu alaikum. Actually, we're not in the mosque because in the mosque it's difficult for the internet and for the to find a place where there are not people interfering with the meeting. So we're sitting in my house, but I have a good representation from our community. So I would like to introduce the people sitting with me. So I would like to Beauty. Sheikh Habib is the son of very became Muslim in 1968. His mother became Muslim, I think, probably at the same time, 1969 and 1968. And they have been amongst the chief translators of classical works in Arabic to English, including the Noble Quran and many books of Maliki fiqh and many books of the tradition of Quran. Sheikh himself is Hafiz of Quran, so he is second generation Muslim, Hafiz of Quran, and also he did his degree in Arabic and is presently involved with translating the famous book of Maliki fiqh, the Mudawana al-Kubra, which is a vast and big book about Maliki fiqh, which he's translating at the moment. And he is the Imam al-Khatib of Ihsan Mosque. We have an Imam al-Ratib, Sheikh Khalifa, who couldn't be with us because I couldn't get hold of him today. Anyway, and then I have with me also Habib, who is a relatively new Muslim, and but is from our region. Norwich is the capital city of Norfolk, and Habib is a Norfolk born in Norfolk, Suffolk, East Anglia. Anyway, so a Muslim years ago or 3 years ago. I have on my left-hand side Khalil Mitchell, who is stalwarts of our mosque and is well known for being the most friendly Muslim in the, well, maybe in the world. Maybe and not last but least, I have Dr. Abdurrahman Shields, who is a doctor of Chinese medicine and a great expert in it. Then you have myself, who I don't know what I don't know what to say about myself, except for you, inshallah, Allah accept whatever I
Thank you for everybody.
Do you want me to continue to talk about the mosque?
Yes, sir. Start.
Yes, I can't hear. Yes. Okay, so the Ihsan Mosque is a very unusual mosque in the United Kingdom because it was established by English Muslims, not by immigrant Muslims. So it was established in 1977. We rented the building, and then in 1978, by a very generous Saudi man, we were able to buy the building. So that's been a waqf since 1978, and the mosque has been basically the core of people since that time. But now we have a very diverse population in Norwich. When we came to Norwich in 1977, there were no, it's a very with maybe there were some Bangladeshi restaurant owners and maybe one Pakistani doctor and a few university. But so when we established the mosque, the people attending now it's almost 50 years that the mosque has been established, and 3 generations of English Muslims. So for instance, I have my grandchildren. Maybe soon my grandchildren may also have children. So I might well be the 4th generation of.
Great.
It's a very unusual situation because until this time there had been English people who had become Muslim, but their Islam had not passed on to the next generation. People know about the mosque that was established in Liverpool, I think in the 1890s, but actually, so the unusual thing about our community is it's now 50 years, and this is, I think, that Islam has taken root in the United Kingdom, and inshallah, it will flourish and grow. And I think it's important that that English people are becoming Muslim, and that Islam, in fact, fulfills our destiny as English people, and that Islam is the deen for the whole of mankind. And inshallah, I would maybe ask some of my companions here to add to what I've got to say. Sheikh Habib, would you like to kind of?
As I say, I wholeheartedly agree with everything Sheikh ادريس said. Alhamdulillah, I mean, the Ihsan Mosque was very important to my generation and the generation after us, because we were brought up with a Muslim identity because of the Ihsan Mosque. This was one of our teachers when I was 10 years, 11 years old.
Or even younger.
In the mosque. We had a group of us. And even though this schooling that we had in the mosque lasted maybe every single one of us who had that education, it sort of put a seed in us that has never happened in our lives, always brought us back to the community and the company of Muslims in every situation.
This was full-time education. At that point, we actually had like a little school that we ran in the mosque, myself and Sheikh Habib's father, Sheikh Abdullah, and we had 2 classes. Sheikh Abdullah took the older class, I took the younger class. But every day, actually, the day would begin with recitation of Quran, and that recitation of Quran, as a daily exercise was really what pinned the upbringing for that generation, inshallah. Because even when we were not doing the full-time school, they would still come every morning to do the Quran before they went to the normal state schools, which they eventually went to.
I mean, so strong with these foundations that when I first went to normal state school, I was shocked that the rest of the people there weren't Muslim. I was saying to them, how is it you're not Muslim? Muslim is the normal way for people to live. This was the thing we were brought up in through the Ihsan Mosque and the teaching of Sheikh ادريس, ادريس, and my father.
Anyway, I'm open for people asking questions, and inshallah, please continue the meeting.
Write questions sometimes as well. So you put up the writing thing.
Try to mess around with him. I really hate Zoom. It doesn't work properly.
That's not loud on my questions.
Well, I think it will pop up. It will say
There's a chat button that says chat.
I gave him the graph of
there. It'll make a one.
during. Did you manage to that YouTube clip about the Ehsan mosque? It might be interesting to show people. I don't know how to. You know how to do it?
No, I mean, how do you do that?
I don't know.
Screen share.
Probably won't be able to do that.
You won't be able to.
You're on the online version.
Yeah.
You won't be able
We don't think about the Ehsan Mosque is the effect that it has on everybody who comes to visit it.
Yeah.
The bar is a place that everybody who comes can't help but feel sort of increased and illuminated as a result.
Dr. Abdullah, can you hear
Yes,
us?
sir. Yeah, of course.
Would anyone like to ask any questions about our community, or would you like us just to continue talking?
Continue, please.
Habib, hear the story of Habib, who said Shahada in our mosque.
Okay.
Oh,
So, yeah, my name's Habib, and I've been a Muslim for 3 years now, just over, and I took my Shahada at the Ehsan Mosque in Norwich. And how that came about was through a series of events which led me to finding out about Islam first online, kind of digging a little bit more, consuming some content online, and stumbling across an interview which this man was actually in, Hajj Khalil here. And I listened to that, and in the interview he mentions about the Muslims of Norwich. And I heard this word Norwich, and at first I thought it must be somewhere else around the world, maybe something, but in fact it was Norwich, which was about 40 minutes down the road from where I was living at the time. And so I decided to make my first contact the mosque usually recite a hizb of Quran. So I went along, and they recited the hizb, and we had coffee and tea and biscuits, as is the tradition on a Sunday. And that's when I came into contact with several of the people of the mosque, actually being one of them, I think, as well, Sheikh Habib. And as Sheikh Habib mentioned just a moment ago about how many people sense of, this is a special place, and these are unique people, these are special people, and this is a unique community. I felt that immediately, and so I made that contact, and just through talking to people, they suggested I bring my wife along as well, who also, it wasn't, and one thing led to another, and over, I think it was a couple of months, I ended up taking Shahada, and then now, alhamdulillah, my wife has also taken Shahada. So we entered the Deen, and we now are very happy with our lives here in Norwich, and being part of the community. My story, actually being part of the community which has grown over the years. To increase,
I'm sorry.
by the months, we're receiving more shahadas at the mosque, aren't we? So good luck.
The person who hasn't spoken to you yet is Dr. Abdurrahman, and he has a. I don't know if you're actually. You need to swap.
No,
Yeah, you need to come and swap with me, or I need to move the thing. I think is an expert in Chinese medicine and the principles of Chinese medicine, and in a way that might be an interesting sort of topic, how it relates to Islam.
Talk about the mosque. So I became a Muslim 20, and I did it. I became Muslim in first came to Ihsan Mosque, I think 2000. And immediately I saw it was very different from the other mosques I've been into. And I was very happy to find who I could relate to about the deen in a way that was familiar to me as someone that had grown up in England, which in many other mosques you in this country won't find. Even though the people there are good people, they have good intentions, there's a definite the ability to communicate to people in a way that they understand. When I went to Ihsan Mosque, that's what I found straight away. And happy to say, I've been back many, many times since. And as the other was saying, it's a place of barakah. And, it continues to grow by year.
Have a quick word. I'm going to move the man who's got the biscuits takes the biscuit.
Gentlemen, excuse me, this biscuit is very delicious biscuit. So, the aspect of the community functions in many different ways. We have a base of teaching. Many great works have been translated and written in Norwich, and the community, the small community here in Norwich, has had a big influence worldwide. Norwich was a precursor to the Granada Muslim community. World Muslim community. The Mexican Muslim community in Chiapas. Norwich was a precursor. All these communities really as a kind of the way the community works has an organic form. We have an organic form. We have many people of different knowledges. My daughter said to me, Papa, I want you to move close to me to tell people about Islam. And I said, Alia, if I came to you, I would be on my own. I would think about Papa's Islam, my understanding of Islam. I said, I remain in Norwich because there are many men and women of different knowledges here. Many men and women of different understandings. Collectively, that encompasses something that can be called Islam. Many young men come here after saying Shahada. And ostensibly, as man highlighted, they often do not have clear calibration of the Islam. They do not really understand Islam. And when they come to Norwich, they take up residence. Many of them take up residence either to live or to spend time here. And the deen is compounded, a compounding of understanding of Islam in a lived way. Now, I was one of those people. I became Muslim in Edinburgh, in Scotland, and I lived there for a year. I did not understand what the different madhabs were. I did not understand what Sufism was. I did not understand Aqidah. When I got to Norwich, it was like I said Shahada again. It was a repetition of my Shahada because of the understanding here. That's what Norwich has done for me. And inshallah, it continues to do these.
Everyone's in front. Abraham Shields.
I would like just to ask both you and maybe the people who are also online that areas of London or Birmingham, cities that are many wealthy Muslims support their mosques and have business. But actually, our situation is very trying to expand the mosque because it has become small for the amount of people coming to Jumu'ah prayer. A mosque that could probably take a capacity of like 250 people, and there's 400 people trying to get into the doors of the mosque on Friday. We're trying to gather the funds in order to expand the mosque, and I know that you like to help us with this. Later in the year, and will be very much for giving us the chance to talk to you.
Do you have any questions? Does anybody have any questions?
جماعة أونلاين هل لديكم أي أسئلة؟
نعم أخونا دكتور عبد الله. أولا السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Good evening everybody. شيخنا, when start the established Islam in Norway? Exactly.
Well, the mosque was established in 1977. A group of young English Muslims who had been in London, and we wanted to get away from the city, and we wanted to actually establish a land-based community where we could be, in a sense, like a Muslim village, a completely halal environment. And we actually tried to do that on a piece of land in the north of Norwich, or north from Norwich, in this county called Norfolk, but we didn't have the skills and the resources to do that. And so we came into the city and we rented a building. This was in the end of 1977. And that was, we established a prayer in that rented building. And then by Allah, one of our community met a man visiting from Jeddah, whose mother had just died, and she had left in her will some money to establish a mosque, to establish a waqf for a mosque. And actually her name was Ihsan. So the mosque is called Ihsan Mosque because of whose waqf had bought the and so that was in the beginning, in 1978. So in 2 years' time, basically the mosque will have been established for 50 years. So we're hoping to do the program.
What about the immigration from the Arab country? Isn't useful for established Islam before that?
What was that? Say again.
The immigration from Arab country, from Lebanon, from Morocco, because a lot of Arab nationality live in Norway for a while years ago. Isn't start for the?
Is a
Medina.
Is a small, a medium-sized city in United Kingdom, northeast from London. It's basically the next city on from Cambridge, so it's an English city. It wasn't an industrial city, so there wasn't very many immigrants came. So when we came to Norwich in 1977, basically we were the only Muslims in the city, were English people that had become Muslim. So the mosque was established by English people. There was, I think, a few students at the university just outside of the city. There was maybe one Pakistani doctor and some of the Bangladeshis who have restaurants. But so the mosque was established by English people, but since that time, the amount of Muslims who have come to the city has grown, especially in the last 5 years. There's been a lot of people coming as asylum seekers and as refugees from Syria, from different places. So the nature of the mosque has changed a lot in this last period of time, and but particularly because we've always followed the Maliki madhab, because our connection to Islam in the very beginning was from Morocco. So now the people of North Africa, from West Africa, from which are traditionally Maliki countries, they find our mosque very congenial to them. So we have a lot of people coming from those countries, particularly, who are attending the mosque.
Also, I have another question, maybe more. Did there is any contact with the Islamic University League or none? Institute or college here in Norway?
This is Norwich, not Norway. Norwich, it is east of London. Norway, another republic.
Oh, I thought Norway.
I said they were just talking. Hear what you said. I didn't hear what they were talking about.
The gentleman asked about our affiliations with other institutions. The answer is no. We're not affiliated with other institutions. We are a standalone mosque, a standalone community. When we arrived for several decades,
because usually there is the Islamic University League, very activity. Now maybe from 6 of September we will visit the Islamic Center in Stockholm. For that, maybe I can make contact with you and the BR of the Islamic University League.
Great, great.
المملكة المتحدة ولسنا في بلاد نرويج.
Yeah, also, yeah, there is a lot of contact from center, from college, like this.
Islamic University.
He's talking about in Norway.
We're not in Norway, we're in Norwich.
No, now I know, not Norway. Now in another city in UK.
Norwich, it has the Arab for Norwich. It sounds like Norge in Norway. Norway.
Yeah, first time I thought Norway, but now I know. Correct my information, Mr. Dr. Abdullah.
This mosque, they have a big mall beside them, because now the capacity of the mosque about 200 persons. They want to increase it and to buy that old church beside them, and join half of it to the mosque and the other half making groceries and shop. Correct, Sheikh ادريس?
Yes, I didn't have to. I can't hear.
You're talking about the what aspect of it.
I'm saying about buying the adjacent building.
Buy the adjacent building.
Yes, I mean, Yeah, Dr. Abdallah saw that building, but the building has actually been bought by a Turkish Muslim, and he is negotiating with the Turkish Diniyat for support to turn it into a teaching center. So the building has been bought, but it hasn't started to be used properly yet. And waiting for that to be completed. But the building now, before it belonged to the Norwich City Council, now it does belong to the Muslims, but it belongs to a particular Turkish Muslim, inshallah. So we're coordinating, inshallah, how that building is going to be used, inshallah. So
we are looking to expand our mosque within the grounds around the mosque, and there are different plans to do that. We are in need of expanding the prayer area, simply because many people come along for one reason. We are the only mosque in Norwich city centre. There are now 5 mosques in Norwich, 5 other mosques. Most of them are by immigrants. There's going to be 2 more mosques. 2 more mosques are opening. We are unique because we are in the city centre, and many people naturally work in Norwich and they want to walk. They want to walk to the mosque. They don't want to drive, and they walk to our mosque for Jummah. So we need to expand the prayer area, and there are plans. We have plans to expand the prayer area, inshallah.
Great. Any question online?
Inshallah. As well as this, look, we live in a building that's 200 years old. The mosque is in a 200-year-old building. And many people are unaware that to help out those mosques that are already there, help out the old mosque is the same as giving to a new mosque. And it's the same reward. And we are in need of help for this reason. And inshallah, we will refurbish the mosque, and in the future we will expand it. Bi-idhn Allah. Inshallah.
Inshallah, with your offer, Sheikh ادريس. You can conclude now, Sheikh ادريس.
I'm very pleased to be online with you and with your companions online, and may Allah increase you in all the good works that you've done for Muslims around the world. I mean, I know that you helped our brothers in Mexico and helped to establish the new mosque in the Chiapas there, and inshallah, our brothers in Spain, in Sevilla, I know that they have a wonderful project for a new mosque there, and I know that that you keep contact with all these Muslims around the world, and may Allah reward you for doing that. May Allah increase you in how you're able to help people. So inshallah, we're thanking you for allowing us to speak to people, and please excuse us if we haven't been very clear in what we've said, or may Allah please with what we've done. So
thank you very much. Unfortunately, I am so busy here in streets of London. I couldn't arrange it perfectly. We hope to have you again. Thank you very much, and good night.
We will see you in the Emirates, inshallah.
Inshallah, welcome.
So I'm going to turn off the.
We're going to say goodbye, so you can continue with your meeting. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
ان شاء الله نشوف visit you in Jeddah ان شاء الله to visit كعمرة.
ان شاء الله.
شكرا دكتور محمد سريحي على تواجدك معنا ومشاركتك القيمة.
الله يحفظك. لا دوما كل الشكر لك دكتور، والشكر للاخوان يعني من
لا هذا مسجد صراحة، يعني المنطقة اقول لك كلهم مسلمين من اصل انجليزي،
ما شاء الله.
يعني
لا بالعكس.
قليل يوم الجمعة تشوف بس بعض الصوماليين وبعض كذا يعني.
ما شاء الله.
وعندهم هذا المبنى اللي حواليهم كنيسة قديمة يريدون ضمها للمسجد، لأن المسجد يوم الجمعة ما في مكان، ما في مكان للسيدات. فالداعي للخير جزاه الله خير.
اللي بالعكس،
شكرا
عارف
لكم.
الدكتور عبد الله، ممكن اربطهم باللي هي رابطه الجامعات الاسلاميه. شوف احنا يمكن يوم 6
خلاص
و7.
أنا برسل لك رقم الدكتور الشيخ ادريس.
والرئيس عنها اللي هو وزير العدل السابق الدكتور محمد العيسى، هو اللي
ما
رابط
شاء
العالم
الله
الاسلامي.
ما شاء الله.
فيمكن يعني
ممكن
نوصلوا معاهم.
ممكن يتفضلون ويزورون المدينة يعني
لا
ساعتين
ما
أو
انا اقول
ساعة
لك
ونص.
اعطيهم
ساعة ونص.
رقمي، اذا هذا
ساعة
يصير بعد
ونص
كذا.
بالسيارة من لندن، يعني ساعة ونص. مدينة جميلة، واحد يزور لندن بعد يزور المدن الأخرى يعني.
لا بالعكس، اديهم الرقم ويصير بيننا وبينهم اربطهم في المنظمه، وربنا كريم ليش لا.
شكرا لك يا دكتور، شكرا للجميع. Thank you شيخ ادريس and your group. See you
Thank you,
again
Doctor.
إن شاء الله.
السلام عليكم.
مع السلامه.
السلام عليكم.
جزاك الله خير.
Sheikh Idris, 2 persons of your group, they didn't speak, they didn't say hi, they didn't say bye.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أستاذ أسد النيل، هل خلصتم ولا لسه بعدكم ما بديتوا؟